What's up, Cowboys Nation? First of all, pop them if you got them, or crack them if you got them. I had to pop mine because I'm over here drinking a Chang on the other side of the world if you are living in North America. But what I'm going to do here is just kind of record a quick 7-round mock draft for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm just going to go through my thought process. Love it or hate it. Definitely want to hear your thoughts. So here we go. We're going to have it on the fast settings. No real rules. Because this is just supposed to be, well, this is how I think when I'm doing this type of thing at home 7 or 8 times a day. So here we go. We're going to enter the draft starting right now. Let's go. 7-round mock draft, default settings on PFF's NFL mock draft simulator. Here's my thought process. You tell me, you tell me what you think at the end of this. Scream at me, agree with me. I want it all. So here we go. People flying off the board. Wow, this is the fastest first round in NFL history. And look at that. JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, gone. You know, if I would have had it slower, maybe I would looked for a trade. But right now, we're looking at our top picks here. Jared Verse, edge, which I don't think that we need. Graham Barton, tackle, definitely a need. Tyler Nubin, safety. And Peyton Wilson, linebacker, and Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver. So here we go. My top picks out of this first round is Graham Barton, Peyton Wilson, and Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know too much about Graham Barton, but we do need a tackle. I like his grades here, especially his pass block and run block. That's where we're looking at. And he's a true left tackle. He played left tackle all year. Looks like he had an injury, though, so that's a concern. Let's have a look at his height and weight. 6'5", 314 pounds. It's going to be roughly 22 years old when the season starts, nice and young. They say Barton is a tough and well-moving lineman with strong hands and a mean streak in the run game. His best position in the NFL is likely center, as he brings starting caliber traits there. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. He's kind of had a little bit of a wild ride, but definitely his stock is up. Now I like to just go and look at these pros and cons. Well-balanced in his pre-snap base. His butt is a bit tight. Geez, X-rated. But he is loaded on his quads to explode up the snap. Strong grip strength, has a mean streak. I like that. Boasts the athletic ability and coordination to get to the second level and be effective. Excellent leg drive, especially on combo blocks. Okay. And he's reliable hand placement to control defenders. His cons are his strength trails off after the initial punch. Grip strength is a plus, but his tendency to clamp on leads to holding penalties. But his tendency to clamp on leads to holding penalties. There we go. I did not do well in speaking class in school. Gets tripped up, plays on the ground too much, can get on his toes too much and overextend. Foot speed and length are not at the level of an NFL tackle. So I'm a little bit cautious with those, especially when I see here we've got Peyton Wilson at 26. Although we might be able to drop back a few. Let's see, our first trade is the Detroit Lions, and I'm just having a look to see what they would give. We got a 12% chance to trade back 5 spots, which would mean probably all those guys we're looking at are gone, but we get an extra pick here at 61. I don't know if I love that, not for this draft, and we're already kind of pushing ourselves out of that position of these 3 guys if we want to take them. So that's 5 spots back. More than likely, all of those guys are going to be gone. So it's between Graham Barton, Peyton Wilson, who I love at linebacker, and Brian Thomas Jr. What do we do? I'm going to go ahead and say I just love the dude, and I can't pass him up because he's here. We're going to be taking Peyton Wilson, linebacker, number 1 overall. In another world, things might have been different had JPJ been there, but this guy's right up there for me on my personal board. Just a quick look-ski at him. He is 6'4", 238. He's a huge boy. Wilson has the length, movement ability, IQ, and tape of a first-round linebacker. What will likely keep him from being drafted on day one is his injury history and age. If healthy, he can be a starting inside linebacker in any defense. And then, of course, there's Brian Thomas Jr., who I really like. 6'4", 205, big boy, someone that we could really use. But I just think that there's too many wide receivers in this draft to really go number one overall. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Peyton Wilson. He is older. I get that. But we're just looking for 4 quality years out of this guy with a 5th-year option. That's going to take us to roughly 30 years old. I think we can handle that. Now, there could be some concern that he might end up a little bit like LVE. I'm not sure what injuries Peyton Wilson had. Let's look that up right now. Peyton Wilson injury history. The biggest concern with Peyton Wilson is his injury history and future health. Wilson has suffered a pair of torn ACLs, the first coming in high school and the second coming in 2021. Okay, revamping that. We're going to have to change up that pick. And I do love Peyton Wilson, but, now when the clock is running, it's a tough decision, man. And I think I got to go with Graham Barton. Just looking at Jared Verse here. The guy's a really good pass rusher, but his run defense ain't all that spectacular. He's an outside tackle predominantly, and he can get to the quarterback. I do like that, and that would be really scary. But I think we want to pair Micah Parsons with that replacement for the market for D-Law when he decides to hang up the cleats. He's a big boy too, but I just feel the smart move here and the move that everyone's probably saying is a need is this Graham Barton, especially if he can go into center and we can shift out Tyler Smith to left tackle. We're taking Graham Barton. Welcome to the team. Not going to do any trades, although had we been slower there, I probably would have paused and traded for JPJ. JP, whatever, Jackson Powers. But he's not there. So next up, now this is where things get tough. I definitely want to take Jonathan Brooks, okay? But I feel like always look at trades just to see that's way too far back at 80, the Cincinnati Bengals. We are not making that deal. But I feel like a wide receiver kind of would be good here. It all really depends on what we see. No drops, and that's really significant. Played for Alabama too. Wasn't really highly utilized, but his yards per reception, I mean, the guy's a deep ball threat. 6 foot 194. That's actually right in the range. I used to be a guy who's like, no, we need to get over 6'2", over 210 pounds. But 6 foot 194, let's say you can put another 5 to 10 pounds on the guy. He's going to get some weight behind him. Burton brings a fiery approach to this position. As long as his size doesn't cause him to be pushed around, he has elite quickness to win against press and off coverage at the next level as a flanker or slot. So I think this is the guy we're going to go with. I do love Jonathan Brooks, but I know that there's going to be some halfbacks that we can pick up in later rounds. So Jermaine Burton, welcome to the team. Let's go. I'm feeling good so far about this. A lot of love to the offense in these first 2 picks, but that's just how it is. Okay, now Bucky Irving has really moved up the board, going in the 3rd round here. And I know that we can probably get a good running back in the 5th, or, for a 5th round running back anyways. Baltimore's offering up the 93rd pick, which is interesting. But I don't know, man. Bucky Irving, yes, he doesn't have the fastest legs, but let's just go look at him here on Draft Buzz. I'm going to make this bigger in a sec. 1 sec. Let me just bring up this cat. Reset this. Bucky Irving, nice looking kid, wearing that green tie, Oregon Duck. Ducks fly together, as we know. Now his metrics aren't really outstanding. He's kind of smaller, doesn't weigh as much. Like he's a little bit underweight, and he's not really even that fast. He's got bad vertical, bad broad, and not a very strong player either. But what we really care about is just how he looks on tape. And Bucky Irving is now the number 5 overall running back. He's got a pretty good 10-yard split, 79 percentile at the combine, 1.54. So he can get up and at him. He just doesn't have that top speed. That's okay, though. 4.55 isn't detrimental. His rushing is quality. His break tackle is quality. He can receive a ball. He cannot block. He cannot pass block, but he can run block if you need to bring in two running backs for some reason. Let's see what PFF has to say. 5'10", 105. Irving might not have the look of a running back that teams will automatically covet on draft weekend, but his tape shows an incredible efficient player in both the run and pass game. Analysis doesn't have the best long speed, but does have great burst to hit holes quickly, fast control, balanced footwork to make defenders miss in phone booth. Natural, reliable hands as a receiver. Nice center of gravity to bounce off tackles, consistently falls forward. Despite his size, he looks for yards between tackles. I like that. Very north to south runner, which can be good, but there are times when the outside is open, but he doesn't take it. Not a reliable pass blocker and does not have getaway speed. So, you're kind of looking at him to just do one thing, and that's run the football from point A to point B. He's not really going to be zigzagging over the field. That's okay. Our other options here, too, are Cameron Kinchens. And sometimes what I like to do with these safeties, I don't like this guy's look at all. He had a really good year in 2022. They seem to be playing the same position, so he just fell off in 2023. He's got experience all over, so that's pretty good. And then we've already got a tackle. We don't need a guard. Cedric Van Pran would have been a great take on this had we gone LB in the first there. But I think just for the old S&G, that means poop and giggles. I don't want to swear on this to try to, keep this monetized as best we can. We're going to go here with Bucky Irving from Oregon. Welcome to the team, Bucky. Now we got to show some defense and level. We are hooped. And this is a big concern, right? We're dropping we got no 4th round pick. So we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, hoping that there's someone that's going to be available to us in the 5th. We got one trade option. Let's check it out. 182. They don't really got much else, though. Not a high enough pick. I'd like this to be higher than our 216 pick. Let's just have a look if they would trade it. They would, too. Damn, doggy. Let's look at the players that are available. There's a halfback, Drake Nugent, Dylan Johnson, Trevor Keegan. The next kind of best pick here is Nehemiah Pritchett. And he's a cornerback, so I don't necessarily give too much care about his run defensive grade. Plays corner and box. Had played a little bit of slot. Seems to be fairly consistent in 2023 and 2022. But Pritchett's quickness and special teams experience make him a cornerback to draft and develop. But unless he gets stronger, it'll be tough for him to keep on the field. He's 6'1", 184, so he can really grow into that frame. But is he going to come out and be someone that's going to help the team out this year? Are we looking for that in the 5th round? I don't think so. 5 forced incompletions, 4 coverage stops, and 5 missed tackles. So I kind of like it, guys. I kind of like it. But can I trade back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? He's 5th. I think it's just too much. Too much to pass up on. And everyone, we can't do that. We're going to go ahead. I haven't seen this guy yet. So actually, one thing we always love to do, let me just back out of that. One thing we always love to do is go check these guys out on the old Draft Buzz. Auburn, too. So there's a notable school. I like his relaxed style. No tie. Top button undone, just to keep it loose. He's a 34th ranked, had 1 interception. Let's look at his metrics here. Really quick, nice and speedy. Doesn't have a great vertical, so he's not going to win a lot of those jump balls. Not very strong. The broad jump is not really powerful, I should say. His broad jump ain't great. But hey, we are in the 5th round. What are we doing here? Great coverage, great zoning, great man. That's what we're looking for, right? Quick little look at his scouting report. Fluid mover with decent speed. Has good awareness and quick feet. has the length and speed to emerge as a starter 2 or 3 years down the line. Okay, we don't need that, but if you end up with 3 studs cornerbacks with Bland, Diggs, and this dude, excuse me, that's something to look forward to. His anticipation skills and he's explosive. He's effective out of the slot, and he has a nice low back pedal. Whatever his weaknesses, these are more important to look at, right? Tends to play conservatively and give too much cushion when playing off. Isn't great in route recognition when he's facing the action. Is hesitant and susceptible to double moves. And too often gets unnecessarily handsy when he's playing trail position. Inconsistent in getting off of blocks. So he can be a little bit slow to react there. And then we're going to double down here. Just looking at this analysis. This ain't great. Has nice first step. Hips are decent. I mean, that's his pro. Hips are decently fluid. Decently. Ankle, and his cons here. Ankle diver when tackling. Does not have the strength, density for physicality in the run game. Balance, well, we're hoping that he won't have to deal with that too much, right? Balance in his back pedal can be an issue, and he needs to grab to keep up with quick receivers, which is interesting because he looked pretty speedy here, 4.3 and a 1. So both of these is in that 92 and 91 percentile. So seems like he's got what it takes. And we do need to fill this position. So I'm going to go ahead and we're bringing him onto the team. Nehemia, if I'm not saying that right, that's just how I do. Pritchett, welcome to the team. All right, another long slog before we get to our next pick, but then we got 3 quick ones here just for some depth. Okay. Well, first of all, we got to look at this Jaylen Ford. He's got really good run defense. He's not a very good pass rusher. That's okay. We want someone who's going to sit back there and play some good run D. His coverage is just dismal. And he's a box. He plays box. He's been consistently just above average in his years. 6'3", 242. Poppy like that. But he's fallen off the board. You know what we need to do? We need to go check this dude out on the old draft buzz because looks are important. And if you're a fan of the CanFan, of Cowboys CanFan, you know that we care about that. Okay, I like what I'm seeing here. He's getting a little bit of his hairline's going to be, you might have to shave his head soon. That's okay, though. No judgment, bro. No judgment. 6'2", 240. Let's see what his metrics are. He's decently powerful with his broad jump. Pretty slow with his 40. Run defense is really up there, and that's what we're looking for. I ain't gonna lie, we're taking Jaylen Ford. I mean, Tanner Bortolini would be good, but I think we already got our linemen set there. And no trade offers. Can't move back. We're gonna be taking here Jaylen Ford, linebacker. Welcome to the team. Boosh. You've been booshed. You just been booshed. All right. Quick look at the trade, as we always do. 235. Okay. But it would be moving back too, but maybe we can pick up something for next year. I mean, they're not like, why are you even saying you want to trade with us if you don't have anything to offer? You got anyone who we want? Jake Bobo. Ooh, interesting. Just because of his size, right? And I'm a size queen. Can we go ahead and see if we can get Kenneth Walker III? I doubt it. No, I ain't going to do that. I don't even know why I thought. Interior offensive lineman. And I don't even know those guys, let's be honest. Okay, so defensive interiors, what we got to look at here next. Keith Randolph Jr. He's got a really good pass win rate. Otherwise, his other stats are just kind of average. And he's not very good at run defense, which is very questionable. He had a really good 2022 when he got to the quarterback. Lots of hurries, which I think is great, forcing the QB to move in that pocket and maybe make some silly throws for backs to capitalize on. He's a big boy, 6'5", 305. Trending downward. I don't know if that's just because of the position or because of him. But you know what we got to do. Let's bring him over to Draft Buzz. Have a look-ski. Check this guy out. See if he's someone who we want to who's we want to F with. Oh, that's one mean-looking dude. I tell you, that's got me all types of rock hard. But again, like just pretty dismal metrics. Pretty dismal metrics, man. Run defense is there, though. Renouf has an impressive blend of length and movement skills. He has the lateral agility and balance to cover two gaps. Okay. Strong tackler with a powerful lower body and the ability to hold up a point of attack as a run defender and is remarkably instinctive. He's very good with his hands. Ooh. A technician with the violence, quickness, and the long arms to ward off blockers. I mean, I like that. Randolph doesn't move well laterally. Must improve hand use and read and react skills. That's something you can learn. Randolph doesn't show much in the way of dynamic change of direction ability. So he's kind of just running straight down at the QB or, you know, at the running back, whoever's coming at him. I mean, at this point, it's a position we do need to fill. I'm just looking to see if there's anyone else who we might touch on. Let's have a look at Evan Anderson. Ooh, hello, Poppy. Hello, Poppy. 6'3", 356. That's a better size, I think, for a defensive interior, TBH. Again, drop down, and I think that's more based on just the position, not necessarily the player. It's going to be between these two guys. Oh, I mean, the hair is cool. The other, what's his name? Forgot it already. Keith Randolph Jr. looks mean, but this guy looks like he might get into that little greenery with me, and so I'm down with that. Wait for these stats to load. If they're going to load, they might not load. We'll come back to that. He's big. He's not very fast. Not really looking for a speedy. What's going on here? Bring up his metrics. Not really looking for a speedy guy. Just someone who can really stuff the middle. He's got better run defense, man. Let's be honest. Anderson is strong enough in the lower body to hold up the point of attack. A massive man is tough to move. He shows impressive burst, enough quickness. His ability to clog running lanes is at talent highly coveted in the NFL. He has heavy hands and upper body strength, quick off the snap. He's very much a work in progress with his hand in the dirt. While Anderson has violent hands, he uses them too inconsistently. Tends to let blockers get into his chest. That's a no-no. He has to win early in the pass rush as he lacks a go-to counter. Well, you know, really like how he has been consistent throughout his last 3 years in college. Plays both the A and B gap. And he was getting in there enough to scare the quarterback. So we're taking him, guys. We're going to take Evans and 235. Like I said, we could trade back, but, you know, we're not getting anything for it. So we're going to take Evan Anderson. Let's go. Welcome to the team. So our last pick, I mean, this is pretty much, we're going to take someone to just help us out on any position. And I wouldn't mind adding another running back if that exists here. Jaden Sheridan. Don't know anything about this guy. Tiny, though. Not loving it. He can catch the ball, though. He can catch the ball, and we might be looking for someone like that. He's not tiny like Deuce Vaughn tiny. He's 5'9", 195, so let's say he's like 5'8". You know how they always cheat. They cheat that. He's got good average grades. Didn't play for a big school, though. I guess the only other person we'd be looking at here is maybe Darius Muasso. Guy's pretty interesting, although with Overshown, I'm not really looking for that. We could go with Tulia Tagovailoa. You know, I can't say that. But he's just not, I mean, he's a small quarterback, 5'11", 208. That's something that we really want to invest in. Wouldn't hurt. How about Carter Brady here? Carter Brady, I mean, no way. Not a damn chance, boy. Not a damn chance. Okay, last thing to look at is maybe another, who's this tackle? Brendan Coleman. Not into that. Trevin Wallace, linebacker, not into that. I think it's going to have to be, let's see what Tyler Owens is. He's, having a hard time with this last pick, but let's see. Okay, this guy, 6'3", 230, linebacker. Played a lot of box, so he's just kind of that pure linebacker. He's got a good coverage grade and good run defense, but his pass rush grade ain't great. And that's okay. Maybe we're not going to rush him so much. Maybe we're just going to have him out there and utilize the other guys to rush the ball. So we're going to go ahead and take, what am I doing? You know what we got to do. We got to go have a look-ski at this guy. Because if he doesn't pass the picture test, we're not taking him. I'm just saying. Okay. A little bit of a goofy smile there. Suit looks a little like it's not properly fitting. What was that movie with Will Smith where he's like the homeless dude and then he starts working at that sales or investment firm? I'm not really describing the movie very well, but that's kind of, the suit reminds me of that. The first bit of that movie. Okay, really powerful with this broad jump. That's good. Pretty quick. It's got a good span on him. I mean, we're going to take him. We're taking Dallas Gant in the 7th round, pick 244. Welcome to the team. We're just doubling that. We're just trying to strengthen that linebacker position. All right. Let's have a look at our final grade. Come on, load, you stupid SOB. There we go. First of all, just want to look at full results. See who was picked before. So yeah, Jackson Power Johnson. That really threw and Amarius Mims, who I don't love, but would have been a pick above Graham Barton. Perhaps not, though. Actually, perhaps not. Okay, so because Jackson Powers Johnson went, it kind of threw a wrench in our whole plans. But that's okay. We took tackle Graham Barton first. Then we took Jermaine Burton, wide receiver. Kid looks like he can add something to our team. Then we took Bucky Irving, halfback, in round 3. So we went offense. And then we finished off with 4 defensive players: cornerback Nehemiah Pritchett, linebacker Jalen Ford, defensive interior Evan Anderson, and linebacker Dallas Gant, and we got ourselves an A- grade. I'm going to download that image. We're saving it. And there you go. That is the mock draft here, speed mock draft. Let me know or us know what you think in the comments. And I'll try to do another one of these. Maybe we end up with some better luck. But yeah, I'm not mad at this. I wouldn't be mad at this if this is who we went out and got. We filled some holes that we need. Things would have been different had we had Jackson Powers, but in the first round. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you just got to take it. Peace.